All right, this is my final report for Engine 2. I'm going to do a ton of short little videos, so for this first one, I'm just going to cover this first section of the checklist, which is revisiting old stuff, just confirming that all of this stuff works, so I'm just going to go through these. Right, so I'm just starting out with this demo scene. All it has is a frigate in it that can shoot bullets, and then a world plane, which controls the scene change. So I just want to start off with the life cycle testing. I basically have a frigate that spawns bullets, and the bullets keep track. The bullets use this object pool, and the object pool has a list of live bullets, so that when the scene changes, even if there's still live bullets, everything gets deleted. You forcefully delete all the live bullets and then everything else. So, and in my game, I also do that with the enemy spawning factories and the bullet factories. So that's how I handled that with the scene change. I also wanted to test that. You mentioned that the time manager sometimes has a problem if you need to get the frame time on the very first frame. So I just went ahead and printed the frame time to the screen in the world plane updates just to test that that works fine. And I'm also demonstrating the screen log. And then for the God Cam, I put it in my world plane, yes. So I basically created this singleton called GodCam controller. It's built into the engine. So you can just include that in a file and then call the switch to GodCam method. And basically, the GodCam controller has a pointer to a game object called a GodCam. When you call switch to GodCam, it submits that for registration, and then when you switch to the last user cam, it submits it for deregistration. And then it saves the camera that you were using last, so you can switch back to it after you're using GodCam. And then all that happens in GodCam update is the keyboard controls with these particular keys to control the GodCam. So it's just a useful little wrapper for having that functionality available to users. So yeah, I'm just gonna run this. Right, so moves around, frame time is being printed without a problem, even on the first frame. Bullets are created and they destroy after a couple seconds because of the alarm. So I'm gonna shoot a bunch of bullets, or first I'm gonna switch to GodCam, so if I press 1, I switch to GodCam, and that's super easy to do, so no problem there. And then I'm going to press the N key, which is gonna move me to the next scene. I'm gonna spawn a ton of bullets and then move to the next scene, and there's no issues, no crashing or anything. And then I'm gonna spawn a ton of bullets and close things out. And no problems there either. So all that's good. A couple other checklist things in that section was the scene kind of order of events. So scene updates, this is the order of things, and it's fine, nothing works. You do registration commands, alarm, keyboard, update, and then collision, and that all works out fine. I do, in terms of the visualizer and screen log, I don't actually do that in Scene Draw. Scene Draw just does the draw manager, and then the UI manager, which is my independent project, talk more about later. But the visualizing and screen log happens at the Gemini level. So you do the scene draw, and then visualizer, and then screen log. Which is like kind of weird because some of the visualizer stuff draws like on top of everything else, including the UI, so that might not be the best place for it, but oh well. And then last checklist thing in this section was the camera manager, just that the scene has a camera manager. Every scene has one. And then the camera manager has a pointer to a default camera, default 2D camera, and then current camera. So you create those cameras at the beginning, the default cameras, and then you delete them at the end. If the user sets their own cameras, they're responsible for deleting them. So let me just double check that was everything from this section. Right, so next video I'll focus on the stuff we did this quarter.